It's a common concern being shared in Europe. We'll try and go across to our correspondent in Berlin shortly. Germany is on high alert due to tense situation evolving in West Asia, the Gaza conflict. Interior Minister noted on Monday that the country faces persistent high threat from Islamist terrorism. And DW correspondent Thomas Sparrow joins us live from Berlin. Thomas, what details and response has the German government shared on this perceived terror threat?
The German government has stressed that the terror threat, in particular from Islamist groups, is abstractly high. And what this essentially means is that, at least publicly, they are not following any particular concrete lead. In other words, they're looking more at trends and developments that could develop into concrete threats. At least that's what they have indicated publicly. And what they're looking at specifically is both at structures related to Islamist organizations like the so-called Islamic State, and that's why they're trying to focus on combating those structures, on fighting against propaganda that might be linked to these organizations. But the German authorities have also stressed that they're looking very closely at what happens online and how people may be radicalized online. So, if you will, it's a two-pronged policy. On the one hand, looking at those structures, looking at that propaganda, and on the other hand, obviously focusing as well on what happens online and how people get radicalized.
And are there any links between these Islamist threats and the recently foiled attack that led to cancellation of Taylor Swift concerts in neighbouring Austria?
There is a long-standing view and understanding here in Germany that this is not a threat, not a challenge that can be dealt only by local authorities. In other words, that it is a challenge that is best dealt with by cooperating with neighbouring countries, by cooperating with other security services around the world. And as such, the foiled plot in Austria that led to the cancellation of those 3 concerts was followed closely here, not only by the Interior Ministry, but also by the Domestic Intelligence Agency. They have stressed both that they are in touch with their Austrian counterparts, that they're looking very closely to see if there are any links. And as such, again, this is seen as something where authorities, where intelligence agencies need to cooperate further if they are going to foil plots, not only in Austria or in Germany, but in other parts as well.
Thomas, appreciate you joining us with those updates from Berlin. And still to come on DD India Global. The Auckland City Mission, a charity that provides food essentials